Hey planner friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the month of April in my Archer and Olive A5 notebook, and I have this adorable journaling kit from Plannerface called Bluebell Wood. I do think this is exclusive art because I'm pretty sure I used the mystery kit version of it last year for a week in April. I also have some washi tape, so this one is from Wisporia, this one is from Plannerface, and I think this one is from Paper Chase, which unfortunately just kind of exists in Tesco now. And then I have a couple pens pulled out for today. So I have this Passion highlighter in Vintage Moss, which I think I used for March as well. And then I have two purple mild liners. One is violet and the other one is lilac. Okay, so I've got a few bits like sketched out and pre-prepared in my planner. So let's get cracking with this journal setup. I think it's pretty much going to be the same as the last two journal setups I've done because the layout that I chose at the beginning of the year is actually really working for me. So the whole reason that I wanted to move into a journal was so that I could have a more functional monthly layout for me, which wasn't so much like calendar based. Oh. Okay, that's really overhanging. Let's try that again. It's really difficult to get washi tape to line up. Even though it has like lines on it, I think it would be easier. This Plannerface washi I did also use in March, and I used it on the same page in March, but I think this setup is going to have a bit of a different feel because it's all very purple, whereas March was all very brightly coloured. Possibly, for me, a little bit too brightly coloured. I've still used it the whole way through the month. I haven't like disliked it so much that I didn't want to look at it, but it was maybe a bit too many colours for me. So this month we're taking it back to a nice classic grey and purple, but with a pop of like this very bright lime green. I think I mentioned last month even, when I did my journal set, a couple of my Paper Chase washies are not particularly sticky, so it's a bit of a pain if you have to pick them up and put them back down again like I'm currently having to do. Come on. But I think this patterned set that I have, which I think was one of the first like washi sets I ever bought, still has a bit more sticky than my solid set. So now that I've got those three down, I'm going to trim off the white paper and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I am really happy with how this has turned out. Again, I've rounded the corners a little bit tighter than I would have liked, but I will get over that. So next we'll move on to this side of the page, which is going to be my highlights for the month. So I've got in quite a good like rhythm with setting up these pages and also with using them, like because there's not loads to fill in. If I miss a day, it's not like the end of the world, whereas like previously if I missed a day, it kind of felt like I was then super behind or had like loads to catch up on. I'm just going to trim a couple of these florals in half like I've been doing on previous months. And I haven't bothered changing the blade on my craft knife, which is why I'm still perfectly comfortable cutting straight onto my planner. So we'll get some of these florals up the side. I think this set is just super cute. Kind of wish this deer was the other way around, but can't have everything. By layer. Layer some bits over. It might look a little bit less weird. And then I think I'm going to use some of these little bluebells dotted around to fill out that space. I kind of want to leave like the picnicky stuff for like all being on the same spread. And then we'll just add some of the greenery. So, oh yeah, I've used up loads of space. We'll just do the last little bluebell in here. And then one of these. So then I have my usual hard tip Tombow Fudenosuke, which I am in an eternal learning curve with. Cool, I'm actually quite happy with that. On previous months I've like done all the downstrokes again to kind of beef it up, but I think it looks quite cute just as it is this month. And then on this page I'm going to use my Plannerface monthly scripts to add in the word April. And then last month I had like some craft paper in, but previous months I've done like a circle around it. But I've been thinking about doing a slightly different thing with my circle around it this month. I haven't tried it at all, so let's hope I don't hate it. But I'm going to do that circle again. But then I'm going to use this tip. Oh no, the other tip. Actually, I have the brush tip version of this. I don't know why I'm not using it. Yeah, so I got the brush tip version of the mild liners, which have like a brush tip on one side and then the same tip on the other end. And I just haven't used them at all. So I can do sort of a wreath looking thing, which I've seen like quite a few people do before. It's nothing groundbreaking, but I actually haven't done one of these before, so it's nice to try something new. Okay, I actually really like how that's turned out. So on previous months I've had like some of the deco from the kit. I think I might just use a couple of the bigger florals. Okay, yeah, I'm really happy with that. So that is our cover page and highlights. Now we'll flip over, and this is going to be my one line a day and my trackers. So I'm going to start off with just colouring in the edge like I have done on previous months. Cool. And I feel like this is further over than it was in previous months. Have I done something different? Yes, I have too many habits. Okay. That makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense, but... So obviously I can't count because I have 6 habits and I left space for 7. I'm not intending to add an extra habit into my trackers this month. So on previous months I've actually been quite lazy and haven't really erased the pencil lines, but I'm definitely going to have to this month because they are in the wrong place. So while those dry, I'm not going to start erasing straight away because that is just asking to mess it up. But we will start adding in some deco. So this is going to be for my one line a day. Yeah, so even with the decoration, well, with most of the decoration, I'm keeping it fairly samey. I feel like because I've got into quite a good rhythm at the moment, if I try to like change too much up at once, I might then stop using my journal as much, which kind of defeats the point of having it. I do get a smidge more space at the bottom of my trackers to write in what they're for this month though. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use this one just because it's got like, I mean, I do like a pie, but it's got like random bits of meat on, but like a sandwich and like blueberry scones, bread. Don't come for me at how I say scones. Not interested in that conversation. Yeah, I try to avoid putting like overtly meaty clip art in my planner. Oh, it sounds so dumb to say out loud. Right, so we'll get rid of those lines. It's like it never happened. And then I'm going to use my Sarasa clip in 0.7 to write in all of my days of the month. So I've got all of my days of the month in. I've missed another pencil line. So for my habits this month, we have water, physio, eczema, general skincare, no spend, vitamins, and then we have my steps, which again, well, I'm not going away this month, so I don't feel like I'm going to get over 10,000 steps any day. And then my mood tracker down the bottom. I was thinking while I was adding in these numbers that I might go for a grey every other line, because I have the grey here and I might pull it in a little bit better. And also, like with March, I had this green and it was like, I love green, but I feel like my every other day highlight started looking quite a lot with that. I don't know how to say it better. It's too much. So all this side will be in purple for like my trackers and my steps and everything, but my every other line is going to be in grey. And I'm going to remember to go to the edge of the page this time. I did not do in this month. I was like, I feel like I have less space to write my like one line a day, and it's because I had 0.5 centimeters less space. Fab. So the grey that I've just used is the grey mild liner. And then I'm gonna grab my Food Noske again to add in my headers. One line a day. And for trackers, I might neaten up a bit. Okay, not my favourite way that I've ever written trackers, but I don't hate it either. So that is my second page, very easy to set up. As you can probably tell, I'm kind of getting in the groove a little bit more with this setup now that I've done it a couple months in a row. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out, apart from the fact that I have just smudged all of that. Brilliant. Love that for me. The Sarasa clip takes a minute to dry on this paper, and I always forget that it takes time to dry. So moving on to our last spread, or our last pages of this setup even. We will colour in the edge again. So to protect the page behind it, I'm just using the offcut from where I did my washi waterfall. And we are going to do stickers first because I need some of the extra space. Oh, no, I hadn't thought of that. As you can see, I've drawn out my calendar in pencil, but I think on previous months, yeah, we haven't started on like a Tuesday. What have I done on previous ones? I'm tempted to bring it like down a square or two. I'll do the rest of my stickers first because that'll take some thinking. So I usually use this little scene, and then I have my goals. So I use this torn paper piece for my goals header, and then I use this other torn paper piece for my reflections header. And I usually do some deco, so I'm going to put in this fashion girl. Maybe if I put her a little bit further up, and then layer that over. Usually do a couple of the florals. Okay, so with the sizing of that deco, I can probably move my calendar down a smidge to make a little bit more space for my header. So I'm going to pause filming. Oh my god, I've got way out of frame. My bad. So I'm going to pause filming and do all my lines basically. Okay, so as you can see, I've shifted this whole calendar down like 2 squares so that I have a little bit more space at the top to add in my header. So I'll have a tiny bit less space for my important events down here, but honestly, like, it's not the end of the world. So I'm hoping that these are dry enough for me to erase now. Okay, there we go. So firstly, I'm going to add in some of my headers. So I'm going to thicken all those down strokes because I kind of forget that April is, well, we're getting into that bit of the year where all of the month names are really short, so you don't need as much width for them. Our important dates, our goals, and our monthly reflection. I've written reflection a little bit small there, but I will have to just live with that. Then I'm just going to remind myself of what actually it's kind of the same size as I wrote last month. Challenges, wins, quotes, lessons to try. Okay, so again, I'm going to write in my days of the month with my Sarasa clip, and hopefully this month I won't mess them up like I did in March when I just completely forgot that one of the days existed. And then I'm going to do my every other line highlight with my grey mild liner again. Okay, I messed up a little bit here and I did my highlight on the wrong lines. Can't change anything about it. It's just a nice little quirk of this month setup. So April calendar, I'm going to first take my violet mild liner and I'm going to highlight the days where I would not be in work. So we have weekends, and then I have 2 days of annual leave here, and then we have Easter weekend, and then another weekend. So I think that's it. And then I have my transparent icons from Plannerface. So we'll start off with birthdays. So there's a couple birthdays. Hold on. I've got my iCal up in front of me and I've just realised I'm looking at May. That's no help. Right, okay. 11th. It's like, well, that's the first birthday I can see, but that's definitely in May. It's not helpful. And the 14th, I have another friend's birthday. And then the 19th, I have another friend's birthday. Yeah, that's it for birthdays. So just one week of birthdays. Then payday this month is so early because the 21st, so I normally get paid on the 21st, but then because this is a bank holiday, this is a bank holiday, payday is actually on the 17th, which is wild. I'm gonna have to pretend I don't have money from that. And then the reason I have a couple of days off is that I'm going to a concert on the 15th up in Manchester. Is there anything else that I need to add in? I don't think so. I think it's just that. How to add in Easter. I think I'll just add in like Easter Sunday. Just add in Easter Sunday with a star. Because that's what I've been using for other holidays. Okay, and then the last thing to add in is my goals titles. So we have personal, home, lifting, and finances. Okay, that's it. So here is a final flip through. So we have my highlights page and my April cover page, which I'm so happy with how this has turned out. I then have my 1 line a day and my trackers, and then my calendar and goals and reflection for the month. So now let's take a quick look at my March setup at the end of the month. So this is how my March setup is looking. I think it's the 30th of March when I'm doing this, so I might have a day or two to catch up, but I have a load of cute pictures from me and my mum's trip to Berlin, and I'm really happy with how this highlights page has turned out. I feel like I've used the space quite well, and I've fitted in so many cute memories. I have a day to catch up on my 1 line a day and my trackers, but these are looking pretty filled out. And I haven't done my reflection yet, but I will once I finished filming this, I think. The only thing that I should probably have thought about that I will have to think about next time I have like a weekend away is that I had no way of tracking where my steps went over 12,000 like 5 days in a row. So I'll have to think of that for next year. But yeah, that is it for my March setup. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Oh, and as always, I forgot to mention that I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use my code in the description to save yourselves a little bit of money and also mention me for a seasonal freebie. There should be new seasonal freebies when this video goes up. So yeah, that is everything for this video, friends. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!